Every once in a while, I go online and I look for random people that I can help in one way or another. And I went online and saw this lady who wrote a post in an astrology group, and she was asking about in her chart, there was a certain configuration, and it was in her mind causing a bunch of problems in her life. And she had listed out a few things she had done. And she wanted ideas for how to address the so-called problem. So I look at what she had written and I look at the answers that other people in the group were saying. A lot of the answers that people were giving her were just not going to help her. And some of them did answer a little bit more precisely, but they weren't going to solve her problem. And so I wrote a post or a response rather, where I said, where in your astrology chart do you have this other configuration? And she wrote back saying, how do you even know I have that? And in my mind, I'm like, at first, I didn't realize this gift that I have because I had to pause there for a second and go, the way that she had talked, the way that she expressed what was going on, the reason why she hasn't been able to address the underlying problem is because she thinks it's this and it's not, it's this other thing. And I couldn't really explain to her how I knew it was there because charts don't repeat for 26,000 years. So the likelihood of that configuration being there was pretty slim. But I knew from what she had described. And that was really the beginning of where I started to understand that I have a gift when it comes to astrology. That the reason why I use astrology as a map is because I can see things that other people can't see. When somebody talks to me and I'm looking at their chart, or I'm not even looking at their chart, I can just hear it's like the chart illuminates in my mind, and I can guide them based on that in a way that's unique to them. I've had different people ask me the same question, and I give them all different answers, and they're like, how can you do that? It's because the energies are different for different people. And then they realize when I give them the answer that's for them, they understand that they know why it's the answer for them. So, like, I had to own this gift. I had to realize, look, my aunt, when I was single digits in age, came over my grandma's house, and I'm sitting down and I'm like, whoa, what's this? And I point to this piece of paper that's sitting on the table. And she said, that's your chart. Now, all my family's charts were all laid out, but I happened to point to mine. And I'm like, what's this? What is this? And that started my astrological journey. And so when I see all this watered down astrology all over the internet, or I hear so-called astrologers or astrologists giving information that's not going to help, in fact, often is counterproductive, I'm just like, what is going on here? And then I realized it's because I'm meant to share this. I'm meant to get the gift out. And so what I thought I would do a couple of years back was share the astrological information and get people to understand this complexity that's underneath it that is so empowering when you tap into it. And then I realized the vast majority of people don't freaking care. They don't. They don't actually have this. They don't have the same value as me. They don't want to dive into astrology at a level of depth. They don't want to use their chart to get what they want out of life. They just think it's cool. And so I'm like, well, this is interesting. What do I do with it then? So I apply it to my life and I'm like, well, within my life, how do I do more with what I know? But I always had this feeling of I'm meant to get the information out to people. So how do I do it? And so I can do it in any area of life. And I was sitting down with somebody who was an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs tend to find me in one way or another. So whether it's for relationships or for astrology or for marketing questions, whatever, they tend to find me. And I was explaining to her, I want to get this astrology out there. Like I could use it to help you sell. And she's like, well, what do you mean? And I'm like, yeah, there's this thing in the chart and this, and that. And if I, like your marketing, the way you sell is in there. And she said, well, can you do it now? And I'm like, sure. I pulled up her chart and I described how we could create a marketing campaign for her. And she said, you just described consciously the exact way that I sell and what's made the sales go through. And you've also explained why the sales didn't go through. So then I was like, so then we built a marketing campaign for her. And I'm like, well, okay, let me go into business and do astrology for sale. And then I realized, okay, the gap is so big. Bringing astrology directly to entrepreneurs is just so far-fetched. It's ahead of its time. And yet it's just like, wait, what? So then I'm like, well, where are people already doing astrology? Where have I also helped people? And relationships. There's a lot of astrology in relationships. And I've helped people with relationships from finding partners in a short period of time to navigating the day-to-day of the relationship, to really understanding your partner, to getting through a divorce, to figuring out, do you want a divorce or do you want to make it work? To addressing the underlying grief from the loss of a partner, from bad breakups, from like you name it, friends, family, what have you, and different other people through referrals have come to me, and I've been helping them with that too. I've even helped people with kids, parents with kids, and navigating co-parenting relationships and all sorts of things. And I just said, well, okay, astrology is not so far-fetched in relationships, but what is far-fetched is the way I do it. Because people don't understand. You're compatible with everyone if you look hard enough. I tell my friends, don't ask me who you're compatible with. Bring me the person you want to be with, and I'll tell you how to make it work. The question, who the freak am I compatible with, drives me insane because I see other astrologers. And the reason why that doesn't work is because they're looking at one piece and they're trying to articulate what they think another person's energy is actually going to, whether it's going to gel or not. But I got news for you. The energies are along a spectrum. They're along a range. There's a range of expression. So just because somebody has, I'll say, Venus in Sagittarius, and it's okay if you don't know what the heck that means, but that doesn't mean that everybody with Venus in Sagittarius is going to be the same. That expression is along a spectrum. It's along a range. And it creates a cycle. Anyway, I'm getting too much into the depth of how I do this because it'll confuse you. I already know it. So then I stepped back and I said, well, how do I help people in relationships doing what I'm doing without teaching them how to do it themselves? Because they don't actually want to learn it. And then I realized, well, I can just do it for them. I can be, if the chart is a map, I can be the GPS for them and I can read the map. They tell me where they're at. They tell me where they want to go and I can get them there. And the reason why why wouldn't you want me to give you a solution that's unique to you in a method that I know works when you're the one with an issue, can't find a partner, can't make a relationship last, whatever the case is. And it's like, you can't solve the problem with the same thinking that created it. So I'm bringing you a different method and I'm bringing my gift. And look, if the universe, doesn't want me to use this gift with other people, then I'll use it for myself and I just keep doing that. And that's fine. And I share it with the people that are close to me. The people that I've already worked with, my, existing clients and friends and family, they're like, oh my gosh, this is extremely helpful. And it's like a hidden gem. You don't have to do it this way. You don't have to. But if what you've been doing isn't working, then why not? Let me use my gift to help you. It is part of a larger way that I help you create the exact relationship that you want. It's a very important part. It's like 1/3 of the part, three pieces, and so if there's something in your relationships that you've been wanting, then let me use the gift to help you. And if you want more information about how I do that, just check out the link in the description. Look, you don't have to. I'm going to tell you, like, you don't have to. You can keep doing what you're doing. That is fine. I just knew that when I realized my gift, when I realized that people could talk to me and I knew what their chart was before I even had their chart. And then I could look at the chart and talk to them and tap into my intuition and actually give them something practical for them that's their unique puzzle piece. Then, like, I got to get this out there and share it, because other solutions are just trying to give the same solution to everybody. You can't. You can't give the same route to every plane that takes off. They'll crash. Why are other relationship people trying to give the same solutions to everybody? It doesn't make any sense. And so when I can give something that's unique to you about your relationship, and I can do it in a way that leverages my gift, which is unique to me, then we create something magical. And I get to help you have the best relationship of your life. With that, I'll talk to you soon.